Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike Loris. I'm going to be bringing you more games from the Starseries Season 3. This is going to be between NEXT.kz on the Radiant and mYm on the Dire. Should be a fun one. But unfortunately, like both these teams, I feel, haven't really been playing up to their fullest potential. But, whatever. It jumps in a little bit later this game because nothing really out of the ordinary to go over, and I'm sure it's Morphling, Invoker, Rubik. I mean, what else are you going to pick up at NEXT.kz? Picking up two other heroes that really aren't really big things anymore. Anti-Mage and Windrunner as the second and third pick. I mean, Windrunner, yes, she's still seen quite often. Anti-Mage as well. But usually you have higher priorities to get because Anti-Mage and Windrunner both usually make it to the second stage of picking. But NEXT.kz, they really want that early Anti-Mage. So right now they have some pretty spread out lanes, some pretty good support. So they're looking to be pretty good and pretty unpredictable moving into the second stage of picking. Keep in mind, still 0.74. Sad. I think there's only 10 more games before I hit 0.75, and then we should have a little bit of fun there. mYm, they're going to go with the Morphling, Invoker, plus the Beastmaster, so really they have all three lanes pretty much set for them. That's why you see NEXT.kz picking up banning out, rather, the Shadow Demon. Because mYm, I mean, Morphling, probably going to take the safe lane. Beastmaster, probably going to take the hard lane. Invoker, probably going to take the mid lane. And even if they switch it up a little bit, really, they just need someone to support, or maybe someone to roam or jungle or anything like that. So NEXT.kz, what are they going to get banned out from them? Well, there's the Enchantress to jungle for NEXT.kz, so mYm, they choreographed their needs way too much, whereas NEXT.kz, they have a little bit more of a hidden lineup. mYm banning out that Brewmaster, and well, let's see if they're going to ban out someone similar, like a Tidehunter or something like that. So NEXT.kz, they could go for a very solid 4-1 lineup, protect the Anti-Mage at all costs, who's actually still in this game. They could pick up a TA, might not be bad for next. Get the Anti-Mage hard carry, TA semi-carry, get a little bit of early damage there. Let's take a look at how both of the stuns are doing. mYm, they're kind of stun light. Oh, well, there's no TA then. There you go, banning out the TA. No mid lane, or no mid lane TA. It could be mid lane Rubik still, or even mid lane Windrunner. I think I've seen NEXT.kz run that before. But NEXT.kz, they have a decent amount of stun, Shackle Shot plus a Levitate, or a Telekinesis. I don't know, Levitate, Telekinesis are all the same, but oh, okay, there's more stun than they needed. They're getting lots of stun to deal with this Morphling, because really you just gotta stun lock him or have a whole bunch of slows so you could keep the slow on him even after he waveforms, but more stuns the better. They're building up towards a very solid 4-1 lineup. mYm gonna pick up the CM. Huh. Usually, well, I thought they would have rather had wanted a Disruptor. Because the Disruptor does have the Silence to counter off the Sand King. Silence also very good against both the Anti-Mage and the Windrunner. And Glimpse, of course, is good against pretty much everything. But I guess they're going to go for Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden's kind of fallen off as far as support. She's always, a available support that is always, viable. But usually, there are higher priority supports to get. Sports such as the Rubik, such as the Venomancer, such as the Disruptor, and then in 0.75 you got Jakiro and stuff like that. And speaking of, it's Venomancer. It's going to be picked up for NEXT.kz. Now their lanes are going to have so much flexibility. It's going to be really hard for mYm to predict who's going where. Most likely Anti-Mage is going to be in that safe lane, so Beastmaster is probably going to be up against that, not going to be able to stop the Anti-Mage at all. But mYm, I mean, they have a Morphling, and in a late game battle between Morphling and an Anti-Mage, well, it's really hard to predict who's actually going to win this. Mana burn, yes, does hurt, but the Morphling could also replicate the Anti-Mage and then turn that mana burn against the other team. Let's see what mYm wants. They do have, once again, all their lanes set. They could go for, a Tidehunter maybe? Get a little bit more teamfight presence, get a giant AoE to counter off that Epicenter. And then they will have a lot of ganking potential. Invoker could go Sunstrike, although, I don't know, there's not really many stuns on mYm. I would like to see another stunning hero. CM Lina. Deadly dual lane. Sister power. But anyway, yeah. So, in case you guys didn't know, I am on the East Coast of the United States. And I'm looking at the window right now, and it's not raining yet. But there's a huge-ass hurricane incoming, Hurricane Sandy. It's supposed to be, one of the biggest in a couple years. And I'm not, exactly on the coast, but I'm, kind of nearby. So, I don't know. Hopefully I won't lose power, so I can just stay inside and be dry. because being wet sucks. But the problem is that my dorm is really far away from the dining hall, and yes, it's only one dining hall where I go to school. It's decent, I guess. But anyway, yes, they are going to pick up the Tidehunter. Who would have known? Who could have predicted that Tidehunter being the last pick for mYm? Going to get a little bit more early game presence and also a lot more team fight presence. So it's going to be pretty much a 4-1 versus a 4-1. Both teams have very solid lineups. I feel like NEXT.kz could be a little bit more aggressive just because they have a lot more direct lockdown. I mean, like, Calculus's Invoker is pretty darn good, but Invoker usually takes a little bit longer to scale up than, say, the Rubik, Windrunner, Venomancer, or Sand King. Anyway, let's go over who is playing what, because that is what we do in these types of games. We all care who's playing the Tidehunter. It is going to be the Nino. Rise is going to be playing that Beastmaster Atzi on the Crystal Maiden. Calculus is an Invoker once again in this game. Balsam hard carrying that Morphling role. Where is Lucky? It's right. Wait, who's standing in? Yeah, Lucky hasn't been in any of these games. It's been Cobra and ST. Well, anyway, Mantis. Wow, very interesting. Mantis is going to be playing the Rubik, Stalkat on the Windrunner, Equal on the Sand King, T, Creator of the Universe on the Venomancer, and Cobra for Anti-Mage. Now, I say that's interesting because Mantis is usually the hard carry player for NEXT.kz. But when you have two stand-ins, I guess you kind of have to make some concessions about who's going to be playing what role. I guess Cobra is just a hard carry player that happens to be standing in, but I mean, Mantis is a pretty solid carry player. I've seen him do a lot of work, especially in the TI2 qualifiers. He was pretty effective in all the games I've seen from there. And the defense also, I think. Was he in the defense? I don't remember. But I've seen Mantis do quite a bit of work. But anyway, it looks like Stallcat is going to be heading up towards that top lane. He's not going to have the best time. Nino already pressuring back that Windrunner, trading some hits. He can pick up a Gush and do a lot of damage to this Windrunner, but Windrunner still hasn't skilled up a skill either, so they're just going to trade right clicks. Windrunner with her range. Not going to win this fight, actually. Stallcat forced back. Anchor Smash finally picked up by the Nino. I feel like he could have picked that up a lot sooner and saved himself a lot of HP loss. But hey, whatever works. Stallcat already having some of his restoratives burned. The Nino as well, but Atzi now going to come support, and the Windrunner's got to get away from there. In mid lane, it's going to be Mantis versus Calculus. The Invoker should have an edge here. 600 range versus a little bit less. No, 600 versus 600, so they both have equal range, but the Invoker with the Quas should have a little bit of an easier time versus the Rubik. Like Fade Bolts, yes, they will fly, but Rubik needs a fast bottle, and if Invoker could lock that down, then he should be pretty fine. Rise in the bot lane is facing a deadly tri-lane. Cobra equal plus T. Beastmaster is not going to get anything done, but you know what? He's probably just going to go ahead. Oh, no, he can't go ahead and stack Ancients because the ward is there. Are there any sentries? Yes, I do believe Atzi has some sentries, yeah. Crystal Maiden has sentry wards, so she could use them, help out her Beastmaster in this bot lane. Otherwise, Rise isn't going to get anything done. You can see T as well as Equal just zoning him out so hard, while Cobra just gets free farm. So it's going to be a free farming anti-mage versus a free farming Morphling. As to who gets the deadly tri-lane, I think. Well, Stallcat might be in trouble. Nino, not yet level 2, and he picked up the Anchor Smash at level 1. So he's not going to be able to slow down the Windrunner to actually get a kill, although Atzi still wants this Frostbite from long range. The right clicks might be enough. No, it's not going to be enough. The Tango was up, giving the Windrunner some pretty high regeneration. Plus, the Nino was nowhere near being able to support that. Now that he's level 2, though, he could actually do something like that. Rise doing some clever tree cutting. Trying to get close enough to get into experience range, but unfortunately, is he close enough? Well, now he's close enough. He should be close enough. Oh, I think Cobra saw him. Oh, he definitely did. Now, Rise, you gotta go. In the meantime, the supporting cast from the bottom lane have transitioned up to the mid lane, possibly looking towards Calculus. If this Gale hits, Calculus is going to die. Gale just barely hitting Telekinesis, slamming him back into Equal for the Burrow Strike, but no, an immediate Ghost Walk from Calculus. 1-1-1. That saved his life. And Equal and ST both without sentry wards will mean that Invoker gets away, at least for now. And hold on, guys, something very, very important just came up, so I'm going to have to pause for about, like, 20 seconds. Alright, we're back. Everything has been taken care of. Stallcat, his haste rune just ran, and Atzi does have both levels of his skills up. Nino's going to follow up with the Gush. Nino does have that wind run up. Balsam chasing him down. There's the first blood, picked up by Balsam. Sorry about that pause, guys, but when business comes up, you gotta attend to that. Rubik 8-4 versus 8-3 for the Invoker. So Mantis is doing pretty well in this mid lane versus the Invoker, who I mean, he got ganked, so he was forced to play a little bit more defensively for a little bit. But Balsam picking up the first blood is going to mean that he's going to have an edge on this anti-mage moving into the early mid stage of the game. And more, I guess, kind of on top of that, Rise hasn't died, whereas the Windrunner has died, so it's a pretty large swing as far as the experience and gold income, but Windrunner isn't getting much. I mean, she has 41 experience versus, 134 experience. Beastmaster getting the high levels up. But Beastmaster, I mean, he's literally doing nothing right now. He's trying to pressure the pulls, I guess, but it's not really happening, because if he gets close, he's going to take a Gale, he's going to take a Burrow Strike, and then he's going to die. So Rise would probably be better off going somewhere else, and really, he's wasting his time right now. Stallcat, once again, getting pressured by Atsu, who's supporting Balsam very, very well. I guess Equal and NEXT.kz, they're kind of taking a more hands-off approach to supporting Cobra, because really, they don't need to be actively pressuring back Rise, because he's playing far back by himself. You don't really have to add anything to that. Cobra's having very decent farm, and he's the one pressuring back Rise, but Rise is almost level 2. Doesn't really mean much, since a level 2 Beastmaster isn't that much stronger than a level 1 Beastmaster. Not like the Crystal Maiden, who gets a lot stronger once she hits that level 2 mark. Stallcat just trying to eke out as much experience as he can from wherever he can, but he's not having the greatest time in the world. So I guess the ultimate determining factor is going to be this mid lane, but both of them are staying pretty on par with each other. Invoker is going for a Quas Wex build, so he'll be able to burn a whole lot of mana later on. Pretty good against that Anti-Mage, because Anti-Mage doesn't have the largest mana pool. If you could burn that out, then, well, Blink is no longer an option. But the mid lane, I feel, is probably going to be where the huge difference in farm is going to come, because Cobra 29 for 17 versus 27 for 15. So both carries very equal as far as farm goes. Both of the supports getting the pulls off and doing all this supporty stuff. And both the hard lanes not getting shit, so it's pretty equal on all accounts, except for that mid lane, except for the first blood, of course. NEXT.kz doing a little bit of stacking at the same time equal. Is he also doing stacking? Yeah, he's stacking up the easy camp. Probably going to get some sandstorm farming, although I'm not sure how well it works anymore. Calculus and Mantis still going at it. But equal, I mean, he's stacking it up regardless, and those creeps are easy to kill. It doesn't matter who you are. You can probably kill them decently. Rise is finally getting some free time, but he's getting his clarities burned. Cobra does have level 3 on that mana burn, so Rise has got to be a little bit careful. He doesn't have the largest mana pool, like Beastmaster, who can only take, like, 100 something damage from that mana void. But still, Anti-Mage's right clicks are starting to hurt pretty bad, because it's a level 6 Anti-Mage versus a level 3? Yeah, level 3 Beastmaster. So, looks like nothing is happening. But you know what? Sometimes nothing happens. I feel like Rise would benefit a whole lot from... He would have benefited a whole lot from killing off that Observer Ward, but hey, you know what? The Ward is about to time out, now hitting the 6-minute mark. It's usually about the time when Wards time out, because that's usually when they're placed. You can see this timer is very, very low. Rise scouting out with an invisibility rune, probably going to help towards a Mantis kill, but he's spotted out equal. They need a really good cold snap onto Mantis if they want to take him down. Here comes the Beastmaster circling around. Calculus is going to get something stolen from him. It's going to be a retaliation cold snap. There's a Burrow Strike onto Calculus. Instant teleportation coming in from the Crystal Maiden. There's the Axis to fly, but Calculus getting dropped really low. 2-man Crystal Nova. Mantis is going to get perma-stun. There he goes. Equal is going to take a gush as well. Anchor Smash not going to be enough to kill him, but a Tornado will slam him to the deck. And Calculus gets a double kill. Beautiful support play coming out from mYm. Calculus a little bit tankier than NEXT.kz really expected, and well, suddenly a 2v1 became a 2v4, and well, I don't like your odds. It doesn't matter who you are. Not going to place the bet on the 2. But instant teleportation coming in from Atsi. I believe Nino was in the jungle, so he just walked right down. But either way, mYm extend their lead 3-0. NEXT.kz, they're dropping kills all around. I mean, they're trying to get the kills. They're making good attempts. Like on the bot lane, they're pressuring back the Beastmaster quite a bit. In the mid lane, that was their second gank attempt on the Invoker. Yeah. First time he used Ghost Walk to escape. Second time he just stood there and tanked everything. So they're trying to make things happen, but unfortunately, the thought is unfortunately not what counts. It's really actually getting the last hit on the hero that's what counts. Beastmaster level 4. Has he started stacking up these Ancients? No, he hasn't. So he's still struggling as far as the levels go. He's level 4. Let's take a look at the XP per minute. He's not doing the worst. We have Sand King actually. He's only level 2. Wow, Sand King is really not getting much at all. Sand King and Stallcat, they're getting the least. But usually, when you have a Beastmaster, you like kind of depend on him to get nothing, but then get a surge up to like level 7 or 8 by stacking up those Ancients, and that is not going to happen this game because Rise seems to be content with not doing that. You can see he already rushed up Boots of Speed instead of going for the usual Soul Ring plus a well, just Soul Ring Tranquil Boots. Usually it's the Soul Ring that comes first. Stallcat gonna take a Frostbite. Nino and Balsam gonna close the distance. Wait for him, and Stallcat is going to go down. Crystal Maiden with the Frost ticking from Frostbite, bringing down that Windrunner. And this tower is gonna take a little bit of damage. I don't know if they actually have enough pressure to kill the tower, but it should be enough to severely damage it. Mantis is gonna teleport right in. Balsam gonna waveform through him. It's low on mana though. There's the waveform. Mantis actually stolen Morph. Oh no, that's not what you want to Morph, Mantis. Morph it the other way. There you go. Bro Strike is going to come in from Equal, but he's only level 2. Very low range Bro Strike. Equal's going to take a ton of damage from that Frostbite, and he's going to drop to the Crystal Maiden. Mantis now might be in a little trouble. No Gush available for the Tidehunter. Balsam, Nino, and Atsy got to fall back as Stallcat is coming back to this fight. No Shackle Shot though, only level 2. You're going to try to get a Power Shot onto the Tidehunter, but even the level 1, well I guess now level 2 Power Shot, oh my god. It's not going to be enough to kill him, so Stallcat, unfortunately, pressuring them back, yes, but not actually getting anything for it. mYm extending their lead even more, 5-0. Let's take a look at how the farming is going. Anti-Mage is on top, so he's farming, I mean, just slightly better than the Morphling, but Morphling is getting kills, he's getting assists, so that's going to really inflate both his gold and experience income. Invoker getting a little bit ahead of the Rubik, but really, it's not that big of a deal. Venomancer and Tidehunter pretty much staying par with each other, and then everything else is even as far as nothing. Cobra still pushing out his bot lane. Pretty large creep wave. Rise level 2 in the axes. He can't yet clear out a creep wave. He could try to pressure it back, but I mean Cobra's just gonna keep applying pressure to it, and he's gonna have a very fast Battle Fury. But he has that Ring of Health, almost 1 sword, plus treads, plus a Poor Man shield. So Anti-Mage is getting really everything for him. Now 4-man gank onto this top lane. Balsam, I think he smells something. And he's going to fall back. Nestea and Mantis, they're circling around. Equal also in the back. Now level 2 Burst Strike, so he did get that additional range from that. They're just going to camp out here, but mYm, they definitely know that something is up. I mean, they had a ward here. I'm not sure if this ward spotted out the smoke. But by the way mYm are acting right now, wouldn't be surprised if it did. But Balsam has a lot of mana. He has a lot of health. He has Perseverance as well. So he's going to have a lot of mana by the time this gank actually comes, if it comes at all. Equal and Mantis looks like they want to bail out of here. Stallcat probably going to be left alone. Nino and Atsy are here to support, but no, Mantis turning around, Equal turning around. Nino on the front lines. Got to be careful. There's no Shackle Shot. Oh yes, there is. Atsy going to get lifted up into the air. This Crystal Maiden is going to go down to the Venomancer. Gush onto Equal, waveform through. Equal going to take a huge amount of damage from these creeps. Going to try to Sandstorm himself out of here, but an Anchor Smash will take him down. In the meantime, Calculus has arrived. Going to get a Cold Snap onto Mantis with the creep wave there. He should be pretty much perma-stunned. He's going to try to make his way out, but Calculus is a haste rune. Not going to happen. Waveform into the Morphling does pick up that kill. Stallcat getting body blocked by Calculus just a little bit. Does he have anything else? He doesn't. He doesn't have a Cold Snap, doesn't have a Tornado. He does have a haste rune, though. Or I guess it just timed out, but mYm, they lose 1 in exchange for 2. Constantly making better and better trades. And what the most important thing, perhaps, is that the Morphling has been involved in this. I mean, usually the Morphling is the one who's doing what the Anti-Mage is doing, like chilling on the lane, not really doing much. If anything comes to him, yeah, he'll either escape or get a kill sometimes. But this Morphling, I mean, everyone is just force-feeding themselves to Balsam, getting 2 kills, 3 assists. Level 9 versus the level 9 from Anti-Mage. So, I mean, the EXP bars, are they... Oh, Nestea going to take a Frostbite in the mid lane. Calculus with long-range right-click, going to pick down that Venomancer, but he's going to trade that kill for his own life. Mantis has picked up Frostbite. Equal, unfortunately, no boots, is unable to catch up to this Crystal Maiden. But, yeah, so 1-for-1 trade, Invoker for a Venomancer, not worth it for mYm to make those kinds of trades, because the Venomancer really isn't an issue. But... hey, sometimes shit happens. But Anti-Mage is just getting creep farm, whereas Morphling is getting both creep farm as well as hero farm. That'll help him a whole lot more. And not only that, he's also helping his supports. I mean, Atsy as well as the Nino have been getting a little bit of involvement in those kills as well. Whereas everyone from NEXT.kz, well, their supports have just been dying. So mYm, they should have a sizable lead. I mean, it's decent for this portion in the game, 12 minutes in. Not exactly a huge lead, but it's still something. Cobra and Equal spotting out the spot lane. Rise still invisible, but he's gonna have that rune timeout in just a little bit. Maybe he's gonna hide here, Brown is teleporting, and that is Atsy, so they could try to get a kill on Cobra. They do have the Roar, they do have a level 2 Frostbite, I believe. No, now level 3 Frostbite. Crystal Maiden is going for the correct build versus the Anti-Mage. You want to get as much Frostbite as you possibly can. Calculus is going to run to NEXT. That Tornado almost hit something. NEXT and Calculus is going to go toe-to-toe. There goes the ultimate, plus the Gale onto Calculus. He's going to take a lot of poison damage. Equal, going to Burrow Strike in. Calculus is going to take a lot of poison damage, but he should be able to live. There's Crystal Nova onto NEXT, and Crystal Maiden does get yet another kill. 315 on her. Wow, she is stacked on kills. Dust going to fly out, not hit anything, as Rise looking for someone to roar. Cobra's going to blink in very aggressively, but there's a whole bunch of mYm heroes here. Shackle not going to latch, as Rise is going to get lifted up into the air. Burrow Strike as well from Equal, most likely. There's actually getting a Burrow Strike too. Assy is going to get slashed down by the Sand King, as Nino is trying to do what he can. He does have Ravage. There goes Ravage onto Cobra. Cobra's going to drop, and Stallcat and Mantis might be in a little bit of trouble as well. Wait for him through. Fade Bolt going to fly through as well, instantly killing off that Invoker. Balsam going to try to go toe-to-toe with Mantis. Nino is there with the Anchor Smash, try to do a little bit of minus damage support. Now, actually got stolen by Rubik though, so Balsam and Nino not doing much damage. Telekinesis onto Balsam. He does have a lot of mana though. Magic Stick charge as well. He's going to wait for him out of there. Could Strength Treads himself as well, but more teleportation support coming in is once again Atsy plus Rise. There's the Roar onto Equal, and Equal is so freaking dead right now. There is a Sentry Ward from the Dire right there, spotting that out, and ST trying to run away now, but Nino has returned back to the fight for an Anchor Smash and do a little more damage, allowing for Balsam to clean up. 12 of 5 in favor of mYm, and they might not be done yet. Crystal Maiden going very aggressively onto Stallcat and Mantis, who are both very weak, but it looks like they're far enough away, so they should be able to live through this. Wow, such a sustained fight there. NEXT.kz unfortunately dropping the Anti-Mage. He did get 1 kill and 2 assists from that, which is great, but I mean, Morphling still has yet to die. Level 11 on him versus the level 10 from Anti-Mage, so the lead is slowly starting to build up for him. The supports from mYm, they were very active in that fight. Venomancer burned his ultimate, unfortunately, only on Calculus, and yeah, they did bring down the Invoker, but at the expense of bringing down everyone. I mean, that level 1 Poison Nova does a ton of damage at this stage of the game. Like, if you get hit by that, you're pretty much going to drop to like a fifth of your HP. There's nothing you could really do about that, just because it does so much damage and you have so little health. But he burned it on only one hero, and yes, they got him. But I think if he held on to that, let the Invoker walk away, the fight could have gone much better for him. This tower now on the bottom lane is going to drop. Fry's really wanting that, doing some sick animation canceling. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out for him. Teleportation on the top lane as Cobra isn't trying to push that out. Calculus is going to be there to defend that with now a 4-staff Invoker. Going to be very, very mobile, almost has his Wex maxed out and does have a point of exhort, so he could drop down a Deafening Blast, get a pretty good disarm duration there, which is really not what you want to deal with as an anti-mage. That disarm is such a pain in the ass.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's actually going to go back to the bot lane, continue farming up those creeps. In the meantime, we have a Smoke, Nino, Rise, as well as Atsy. Looking for anyone they can find from NEXT.kz. They might run into NEXT, or they might just go, oh, no, those are their wards actually, so they're still invisible, they're still very, very safe. The Roar is up. Do they have anything else? Do they have a Ravage? No, they do have a Ravage in 5 seconds, so if they wait that long, they could get a kill onto Cobra. They do have a lot of burst damage, and if this Roar lands, then Cobra is going to die. Here comes Rise. Roar, open up, throw the axes as well. Frostbite from Atsy is going to latch, and Cobra's didn't take a ton of damage. Anchor Smash, plus the Crystal Nova to burst down that Anti-Mage. Ganking squad is super effective. In the meantime, NEXT.kz, they did pick up the tier 1 tower in the mid lane, but they lost their Anti-Mage for a second time, and he's getting closer and closer to the Battle Fury, but he keeps on getting slowed down. Mantis going to take a cold snap, Telekinesis plus the failed Shackle onto Calculus. Axe is going to fly, stolen by Mantis. Burrow Strike onto Calculus. He's trying to make his way out here, 4-staff himself to dodge the Venomancer ultimate, actually, so he probably is going to live. Tornado going to fly out once again. I feel like Invoker might be losing it now. Well, he doesn't have a face, so but he might have some issues with his eyes, because his tornadoes have been very, very wide. Like, first over here, hitting like nothing, and then over here hitting like the edge of where everyone was. But hell, the Invoker does get away after, you know, just playing with the Rubik just a little bit. But Crystal Maiden, she's getting pretty big, and when your supports get levels, especially Crystal Maiden, it's going to be a lot more burst damage coming your way. You can see how much damage Frostbite plus the Crystal Nova actually do, especially when the Anti-Mage is the target. Anti-Mage only 1 point in spell shield, so he's not the tankiest right now. He keeps on getting slowed down on his way to his Battle Fury. He really needs that to keep up with the Morphling, who now has his Lincoln Sphere up 305. He's keeping par with the Anti-Mage, but I mean, Morphling is keeping stable with the Anti-Mage's farm, even though the Morphling is participating in all these kills. So Balsam definitely getting a lot more than the Anti-Mage is. So mYm, they're prepping themselves to snowball very hard into the late game, especially if they kill off this Anti-Mage one more time. Anti-Mage, I think he smells something coming this time. I don't know if Atsi and Rise will be enough to actually kill this Anti-Mage. I feel like they needed the Tidehunter just like last time, but Rise still going to pressure back that Anti-Mage. And Anti-Mage, you can see he's scared now. He's not willing to risk the Roar. In the meantime, the mid lane, looks like we're going to have a little bit of squabble, a little perhaps. Balsam's still kind of weak, though. He does have the Lincoln Sphere, so his regeneration should be pretty high. And he's doing some, magic switching. Magic Wand tread switching. If you use your Magic Wand when you're at Agility Treads, you get more mileage out of the health and mana. It's true. So if you can, whenever you pop off that Magic Wand, make sure you have Agility Treads up, and then just switch them over to Strength or into whatever they were at before. Mathematically, is best for you. Also, I'm going to have the Spell Steal. Yeah, Spell Steal did get denied. Rubik does have a Cold Snap up and available. But really, the attack speed from NEXT.kz, not the largest. Equal going to run into Calculus, going to take a Cold Snap right away. Burst Strike, I don't know how the hell that hit. But Equal's going to try to stand and fight. Tornado going to pull him out of there. And Calculus has taken a Cold Snap of his own. Forced to pull out of here. As Equal as well as Mantis do push that Invoker out. Invoker, I mean, he's living a whole lot. You expect him to die by now just because he's doing things that are kind of silly. But Balsam and Atsi, they're going to try to take down this mid-tier 1. Balsam taking out the tower. He does have a lot of burst damage. He's going to take a Cold Snap, though. Levitate as well. There's the Freeze Bite onto Stalkcat waveform out from Balsam as the tower does get destroyed by the Crystal Maiden. Balsam is going to get out because of the slow from Atsi. Beautiful support play once again from this high-level Crystal Maiden. Can they both get the tower and get out of there? Balsam, the Lincoln Sphere, pretty durable. Blocking a lot of stuff. He's didn't block the telekinesis. I think he blocked the shackle shot. I mean, it wouldn't have latched anyway, but I mean, Balsam's still getting farm. And there are how many towers? 3 towers versus only 1 tower down for NEXT.kz. So mYm, their lead is just growing and growing. And well, Beastmaster now somehow picked up a blink dagger. He's gonna blink in. Roar Cobra. Why are you at such low health? What? He was eating creep waves. Oh god, Cobra, you're killing me, man. Why? He does have a Battle Fury, but Beastmaster should not be able to get a solo kill on the Anti-Mage. That should not be happening. Now 3 heroes from mYm. They're going to look towards NEST, who, I mean, he's just figured, hey, someone just got ganked here. I should be pretty safe. But no, he's going to take a Cold Snap. He's going to take some axes to the face, and he's going to get chopped to bits. Tornado going to fly out. Hey, it actually hit someone now. Stalkeye can latch Atsi to a tree. The target could be here, but now there's the 3-man Ravage. Just, dump jumps right in. Equal on the run. Out of mana. He's not able to Sandstorm out of this. Atsi is very low on HP. He's getting taken down by a freaking Plague Ward of all things. But 4 down for NEXT.kz. mYm just on the ball, and NEXT.kz unable to catch a break. Rubik, I mean, he couldn't really do much, and once you get hit by a 3-man Ravage, you do nothing but crumble. Balsam, in the meantime, was on that mid lane, farming and pushing it out. Now applying a little bit of pressure to the tier 2s, forcing a teleportation coming in from the Anti-Mage. Can't really force back Balsam because, well, what are you going to do to burn this Lincoln Sphere? So Balsam can probably stand and fight, and Anti-Mage is actually getting a lot of mana burned out there. So he can pop his Mana Void. Oh, well, the Mana Void popped off the Lincoln Sphere, allowing for the Fade Bolt to kill the Morphling. I guess that works. Yeah, sure. I mean, why not? They got it killed. Definitely not the way that I would have thought that would have happened, but whatever. Alright, so now we have a 7-17 lead. This mYm, they're camping out the bot lane pretty hard. Cobra has now his Battle Fury finished, but, I mean, it looked like to be a 12-15 minute Battle Fury, but it kept on getting pushed back. You see 3 deaths on him. And Anti-Mage shouldn't be dying that much, especially solo to a Beastmaster. That's just embarrassing, man. I don't know what the hell happened. Mantis is going to reveal himself to Rise. Rise could go for a Roar, and they could kill off his Rubik. Axe is going to fly. Completely missed the Rubik, though, so Rubik is going to walk away. He has an Invisibility Rune plus a Force Staff, so I guess they couldn't kill him, even if they wanted to. The top tier 1 is getting pressured by Cobra. Fortification going to slow him down. Teleportation coming in from Atsi. And it's pressuring back Cobra, at least, so yeah, that's a 135 gold well spent, especially when this tower is going to get denied. Cobra is still around, though. And the siege creep is doing a little bit of damage to this tower. Cobra is going to get pressured back even more by teleportation coming in from Balsam. The tower is going to be denied. Atsi is going to get that. So NEXT.kz, they just have nothing going for them. They're down in the farm. They're down in the kills. And now they're down in the towers as well. That would have at least made it a little bit more equal. But hey, now that it's denied, that's money that they could have had that is never going to come their way. 3 into this top lane Ravage, not up for another 20 seconds, but yes, Tide did have a Blink Dagger in that previous fight. Now Crystal Maiden, even going for the Freezing Field. Screw Arcane Aura, this isn't 0.76, you don't need this shit. Because Crystal Maiden, I mean, she has Arcane Boots, that's pretty much more than enough mana that she'll ever need. But a Ravage plus a Freezing Field, I mean, usually when you pick up Crystal Maiden, it's not for that Freezing Field, it's for the Crystal Nova, it's for the Frostbite, it's for this early game power that she offers. But Freezing Field does a ton of damage, especially if you could actually hit it. Set up by the Tornado, Ravage, anything really. It will wreck faces. Rise can take telekinesis, plus the Burrow Strike from Equal. There's a Blink in, Ravage onto 2, and Equal and Mantis are so screwed. Whoa, Blink in, Cobra gonna instantly annihilate that Beastmaster. Nino is the only one left, actually. That fight got turned around. Calculus gonna arrive, but he has a Poison Nova on him. Gonna try to go for a kill onto the Sand King. Force Staff himself through. He is gonna pick up that kill, gonna get himself a double kill for Cobra on the chase, though. I don't think Calculus could actually live from this. He does have a lot of movement speed, and he's gonna pop with the Ghost Walk, so he should be fine. He's gonna run straight into Balsam, where Balsam is very low on health. He's gonna try to run away. Shackle not gonna lash, but wait for him through, dodging the Power Strike, the Power Shot, and he is going to live. But mYm, it looked like it was going to go a lot better. Oh, Calculus ain't done yet. He's going to get a Cold Snap onto the Rubik, plus the Replicate from the Morphling is going to pick up the Rubik. But it looked like it was going to be a lot better for mYm, but that Anti-Mage getting the Mana Void onto 1, instantly killing, and doing heavy damage to, I believe it was the Beastmaster who got the spill damage. No, it was the, well, I don't even know. Someone got hit with it and died, and then the other person right next to him got hit by the splash damage and got weakened a whole lot from that. But NEXT.kz, I mean, they took a little bit of a better fight. The score is now 10-20, but I mean, it's not enough. It's really not enough. Beastmaster's gonna have his roar. Oh, and they're gonna find Cobra. Blink in, but a blink out. Rise, I guess, didn't roar. He couldn't get the roar fast enough. But anyway, quick fingers from Cobra. He did manage to survive there. And smoke kind of wasted from mYm, but they scared the crap out of Cobra. There's mYm. They're still remaining very active around the map, making sure this Anti-Mage doesn't get a single moment of peace and quiet. Balsam is going to pick up a second life if he manages to kill this Roshan. And well, NEXT.kz, they don't have any wards in this area at all. There's nothing revealing to them the fact that mYm are going for this Roshan. They have the Gush minus armor, which will help bring down Roshan just a little bit quicker. And well, there's no movement from NEXT.kz, so this Roshan is going to go the way of mYm. Balsam is going to get a second life. There we go. Picked up by the Dire, and picked up by the Morphling, I guess the Aegis is. Morphling is going to go for a shotgun. NEXT.kz, the only one who could really survive a shotgun is Anti-Mage because of that spell shield. Oh, this is going to be good for Cobra. Let's see, 1100 gold, level 16. Let's see how much he rises. 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. 800 Gs in the span of like 20 seconds. Not bad. Cobra is going to skyrocket as far as his gold per minute goes. And he's, I mean, NEXT.kz, they're behind, but still have the fighting chance because Cobra, even though he's kind of getting shut down, he's still finding some places to farm. Like, there's always a net gain for its Anti-Mage. He's not actually remaining stagnant. You can see he has completed that Battle Fury. What is that, 20 minutes? 21 minutes, and now he's well on his way to a Mantis style, whereas Balsam, I mean, he has a Lincoln Sphere, and he's on his way to his Ghost Scepter, but it's going to take quite a while for him to get there. But all 5 from mYm are on the spot lane. They want to initiate on this Anti-Mage. A blink into a roar will mean the death of the Anti-Mage. There will be no chance for him. Power Shot going to fly, clear off the creep wave, but this tier 2 tower is going to drop. Balsam with the right clicks doing some pretty heavy damage. Not high level as the Anti-Mage, actually. I don't know how that happened. Morphling, I guess. I feel like Anti-Mage shouldn't be as high as he is, but yeah, NEXT.kz, they have the hard carry available to them, and if they could just bide their time and get Anti-Mage enough farm, well, then he could carry this game for them. Morphling, he could kind of do the same, but he's not getting as much, I feel. I mean, his item progression has been a little bit slower. Granted, he does have a Lincoln Sphere plus a Ghost Scepter. Those are some pretty high-ticket items. But those are both defensive items. He has no offensive capabilities quite yet, whereas the Anti-Mage, he's going for full offensive capabilities with really minor defensive capabilities in that Mantis style. So Anti-Mage is going to be able to get kills if he doesn't get focused. But again, if he gets roared, if he takes a cold snap, he's probably going to die. Rise is going to run to Mantis. He's going to take a telekinesis to get something stolen. Axe is going to fly into Beastmaster, but Rise is just going to teleport out of there. Oh, Cobra! Swooping right in for the teleportation cancel with that Mana Void, allowing for Rubik to pick up that kill. Rise, unfortunately, getting a little bit out of position there. But mYm, I mean, they're down the roar, so they probably can't fight. They also really need that Inner Beast aura because, I mean, it makes Balsam do that much more damage. A lot of attack speed. I mean, it always feels kind of like a gimmicky spell, but it really does a lot. Like 40% attack speed, that's not bad. That's almost a Hyperstone onto everyone on your team. It's pretty insane. Even like Crystal Maiden could do some pretty good damage. Look at that, 72 a pop. Yeah, that's gonna happen 40% attack speed faster. Cobra, oh my god, Cobra, what are you doing, man? Why? What? I get. Did he? What? I guess he took an EMP tornado, and he got burned out of mana and just died. But that shouldn't have happened. Anti-Mage, why are you doing this to me? That's not how you play this game. You're not supposed to die 1v1 like that, especially if you're the carry hero. Now with the Anti-Mage down, well, everyone on mYm, they're converging onto this tier 2 mid tower. It is gonna drop. Venomancer does have the Plague Wards up, but I don't think it's going to be enough because, well, mYm, they're just going to crash upon this tower. They're lining up for a tornado. They could take a fight on top of this. Ravage is up. The Roar is up. So if they want to, they could go for this. But, I mean, there's pretty decent creep clearing. Axe is stolen from the Rubik. Pretty much could kill a creep wave by itself. Combine that with a power shot, and that creep wave doesn't stand a chance. Balsam's going to block something. Was that Spell Steal? Yeah, Spell Steal did get blocked. But they both have relatively similar cooldowns, so it really isn't going to matter all that much. Orange, in the meantime, pushing out that top lane. Going to try to force some teleportations back, but mYm, I mean, they seem intent on pushing this. The creep wave isn't really lasting long, so they really need to find an opportunity to push and get a fight, or, you know, I guess tanking the tower, that works too. I don't know what the hell that Crystal Nova accomplished, but this tower is probably going to go down. Shotgun onto Mantis, not going to kill him though. Calculus is shackled to a tree. Mech going to pop off as Rise has used his Roar on someone, but no one died. So it's kind of a waste there. Cobra going to jump right in, get that Mana Voice onto Calculus, but he's probably going to take over to this poison. It's going to be very close, and he will survive actually. Balsam on the run from illusions, and everyone from mYm retreating. Looks like Calculus is probably going to be the only one who's going to die. He's going to invoke a quick Deafening Blast. Cobra unfortunately cannot attack him. Calculus on the run with the phase boots, with the maxed out Wex. Going to try juking action. Beautiful juke from him. Cobra is confused. He hurt himself in this confusion, but Nino is going to be the only one to fall. He's going to drop right there. EMP and slow everyone down. Force out all the mana from the Anti-Mage, preventing him from chasing forward. The only one to die was actually the Sand King in exchange for the Tidehunter, so it was pretty even there. But I do believe mYm managed to kill the tower. Yes, Invoker did kill the tower. So mYm, they got what they came for. They didn't lose all that much compared to what they got. So mYm, they did do a pretty good job there. Take a tower, take a casualty, but also take a kill. So that's a tower advantage for them. And now NEXT.kz, they only do have one more tier 2 tower left, whereas mYm, somehow they still have this bottom lane tier 1 tower. I don't know how tier 1 towers live this long. I mean, Anti-Mage, I guess, tried to suicide himself to the tower. That's why he died before. But mYm, they're looking pretty good. The shotgun is up on Morphling, another 1,000 gold onto him. And not doing enough damage to actually kill off the Rubik, but I don't believe Morphling now does have full into agility. So he'll be able to do a lot of damage to this Rubik, but once again, no field. Actually, I guess not once again, since I didn't mention it before. Tornado going to fly out, hit onto the Venomancer. If he takes a cold snap, there's a Deafening Blast. What else is he going to invoke? He doesn't actually have anything to invoke, but it looks like it doesn't matter. Force that forward, and ST is getting right-clicked down, and Calculus takes the solo kill on the support Venomancer. And ST getting a little bit out of position there. But yeah, I guess something I failed to mention was the no field. I mean, usually, no one really picks up Rubik for no field. That's just not what happens. But 20% on top of the magic resistance from Anti-Mage is going to be pretty much impervious to magical spells, and really everyone else on the team is going to have a lot of durability as well. Stalkcat can take a Blink Roar from Rise, but there's no follow-up here. Rise jumping the gun a lot, getting completely out of position there. Equal does have his Epicenter up, but I do believe the Ravage is up. Yes, Ravage is up. Freezing Field is also up, but I don't think it's actually going to land. Tornado gonna fly, barely clip Mantis, and Mantis now might be in a little trouble. He's gonna take a shotgun from Balsam, bring down that Rubik. No more no field for you. He's gonna take a Gale on his way out, but Balsam should be fine with a Strength Morph. Plus, he has an Aegis, so he's not gonna die anytime soon. Strength Morphing, slowing down the degradation of his health. There's the Blink Ravage, instantly taking down one as the Venomancer does drop yet again. Stalkcat as well as Equal trying to kill Balsam as the Mantis actually in a horrible position, gonna take a full freezing field. He's gonna drop to the Tidehunter. Balsam still fighting 1v3. Here teleporting coming in from Cobra. He does have that Mana Void, but he doesn't have the mana for it. He's going to take a Frostbite. He's going to take an Anchor Smash Waveform on top of that, and Cobra is ethereal, so he can't... Oh, there it is. Crystal Nova with the ethereal plus damage is going to bring down the Anti-Mage. mYm taking a crushing fight there. I don't think they actually lost anyone. The tower was destroyed by the Dire, yeah, and mYm just cleaned up. Morphling is going to teleport back, but he should have a replicate. Yeah, he does have a replicate, barely alive. This tower is going to start taking a lot of damage. Shackle not going to latch into Rise. Equal still does have that Epicenter. Yes, he does. Blink forward from the Nino. He can Anchor Smash onto Equal and take a Cold Snap as well. Equal's not moving anywhere anytime soon. Shotgun onto the Windrunner as well. as mYm taking another 2 picks. The alacrity now onto this Morphling. He's going to be hitting like an absolute truck. Next to you got to be careful, man. Roar from Rise is going to bring down the Venomancer yet again. Buyback from Cobra. What could he do against this? I guess get a Mana Void and hope to hit all 5, but Fortification plus the Plague Wards to slow him down. Tornado going to fly out. Not hit onto Cobra, but I mean, you can see the right clicks from Balsam. They don't even need burst damage. They just could right click down this Anti-Mage because once again, he's went full offensive. He has no defensive items except for kind of the Mantis style and 4-man shield. He's looking for a Mana Void, but I don't think it's going to kill anyone. Balsam is still very low, but I mean, he was fighting 1 to 3 people that entire time, and he still does have his Aegis. Deafening Blast going to fly through, barely hit onto Cobra. There's the Mana Void taking down the Aegis. But now Cobra, he's got to get out of here. Mantis not in a good position either. Mantis style illusions still doing a little bit of work. But everyone from NEXT.kz, I think they're... Oh, Shackle. Balsam onto Atsy, going to telekinesis him out of position. Strength Morph will be enough. Waveform out to the right. And Atsy going to pop off a freaking BKB for some reason. Cobra's going to drop once again. Equal going to try to get that epicenter off, but canceled by that Tornado. And he's going to drop as well as he has a Cold Snap on him. Balsam and Nino trying to zone someone out. There's the kill onto the Crystal Maiden. Mantis picking up something with that Gush stolen. Balsam shotgunning down someone again. Stallcat's going to be this time. Balsam telekinesis up into the air, but he's going to replicate himself way back out. And I don't think NEXT.kz can keep chasing this. Sunstrike, not going to hit onto anything, but NEXT trying to make something happen. But Balsam, I mean, it seems like he has unlimited health, unlimited mana, because he's simply not dying, and he keeps on getting kills. 10-1-9. Whereas the Anti-Mage, he's bought back, and he's diving in, and he's dying, and then he buybacks again, and pain everywhere. So NEXT.kz, I mean, that whole series of fights that last, what, like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, that did not go well for them at all. mYm just refused to die, even though Beastmaster opened up with a very bad roar onto Stallcat in this kind of weird area right here. I mean, that transitioned into a very, very good series of fights for mYm. They extended their lead a lot. They're going to have enough money to get some big core items. We now see a Mantis style being picked up by Morphling, plus the Hex from the Invoker. And I mean, what item progression did that give NEXT.kz? Nothing. It gave them nothing. So NEXT.kz, they're struggling right now. You can see mYm do have a substantial lead. They're looking towards the next Roshan, but NEXT.kz, they know about it. They're all smoked up. This could be their time. Epicenter not up for another 30 seconds. Ravage is up, however. Waveform in. Balsam is very, very low. He's got to be very careful here. Mantis, if he gets anything onto Balsam, he's going to go down. Roar onto Mantis. Shackle shot. Calculus onto Rise. Acid drops a full length. Crystal Nova. Freezing Field, I'm sorry. Ravage onto 4, however. And there's the Balsam just going to go nuts onto NEXT first. Mantis is... Calculus is also doing a lot of damage as well. Calculus is going to live from this, and somehow Balsam also lives. Stallcat can throw one more Shackling in the Lash Balsam to Atsy, and Cobra is still alive, but he's going to get dropped by Calculus' right click. Balsam going to waveform right through, though, and get himself a double kill. The only one to survive is Equal. Going to get a Burst Strike, going to kill off the Crystal Maiden, but now Equal is on the run. There's a GG call from Stallcat. I don't think Equal could survive this. Maybe he can. Waveform. Oh, he killed the frickin' Ultra kill from Equal. I don't know what the hell happened. I guess just Burrow Strikes and right clicks. And he didn't cast anything but Epicenter, and I guess the Sandstorm to get a kill. Oh, Balsam shotgun is going to bring him down. And NEXT.kz, they've had enough. I don't know how the hell Morphling managed to survive that. He was at like 100 HP in the back of the Roche pit, and just nothing came his way. Yeah, I don't know what happened either, guys. Well, the GG has been called. Everyone from NEXT.kz is leaving. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end. mYm just getting a little bit at every fight. Oh yeah, you gotta stay for the experience. But it wasn't really a huge turning point. mYm just took a little bit of advantage, a whole lot. They just had, you know, a little bit of advantage here, a little bit of advantage here. And NEXT.kz, I mean, Cobra kept on getting picked off. I don't know what the hell that was about. That shouldn't have happened. Like, once down here with the Beastmaster, once over here with the Invoker. And he did have a lot of farm, but, I mean, he was very, very soft. Morphling seemingly unkillable, and mYm, I mean, they had the initiation power on their side. NEXT.kz couldn't land a good epicenter, and, well, really, everything went downhill from there. That's going to be it, guys. NEXT.kz versus mYm for the Starseries Season 3. More games to come if Sandy doesn't knock out my power/internet. But I think that's going to be it, guys. GG.